And we are live. Awesome. Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is fun. We are in our third installment here of Desert Spotlight Live on Instagram. And I'm your host, Michael Kaufman. And with me tonight is Andrew. You there, buddy?
I am here.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
There he is. Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself real quick. Just give us a little insight on who you are, and I have some other questions after that.
Yeah, my name is Andrew Robinson. I'm an interactive media experience designer, so I use computers and computer programming to do really cool interactive art stuff.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
I have been doing it for the past 6 years.
Okay, so you've had a decent amount of experience doing these things, and I mean, I'm curious to know what the extent is of that experience, because I go on your Instagram page and I see just all sorts of different stuff, from house parties, it looks like, to sound waves. I mean, there's how do you show a normie what you do? Like, how do you navigate people through that?
That's a good question. I'm still trying to figure it out in perfect detail, but basically, for the past 4 years of these 6 years I've been doing this, I ran a house venue called the Sunroom, and we would host live music events. And we
have some footage. I can pull that up. Let's pull that up while you're talking about it here.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah, so this is some of my work, and basically there's the Sunroom. We would host these live shows, and I would set up these animations that I design as part of the stage design. And they're all audio reactive, so all the music that the bands play changes the way these animations work. And I've had a lot of experience in the local scene doing this with bands for the past 4 years. As you can see, there's a ton of them in this video, and it's been really cool. Like, I love doing this kind of work and getting to work with all these incredible musicians whose music I also am in love with. So it's fun.
So what was the scheduling like for this? So did you do this every weekend? Did people just kind of show up? Like, how would you promote this?
It was pretty loose. It all was kind of promoted over Instagram. And the first year we were doing it, like, we would host maybe like once or twice a month, depending. But once we started advertising on Instagram and like more people started seeing that we were hosting shows, they started reaching out to us, and we definitely wanted to start doing more shows. So we picked up the pace, and for a good year there, we were doing about a show or two a week. And it was a lot, but it was also a lot of fun. And that went for about 2 years, and then it kind of started slowing down in the last year because there's a lot of life stuff going on. We were all graduating school and stuff. And then that's when we hit the pandemic, and the Sunroom kind of shut down. But
yeah, you haven't been doing it for what, a year now, pretty much?
Yeah. It's been about a year since our last show.
Damn. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. I want to circle over to some of your other work here, so people can get a fuller context of what you do. So those animations we were seeing in that Sunroom video, are those custom to each time in real time you have a performer, or do you build those out ahead? How does that work?
I build the animation ahead of time, but the way they are generated is based on the sound incoming to my computer. So like aesthetically, I know what it's going to look like. I know it'll look like that, but like the music will change certain aspects of it, like the color that you see, or like how fast things are happening. It could change the shape. And with like programming, I can get very specific with how the sound controls these different parameters of the animation, and that is all happening in real time. So yeah, like the artist or musician could be doing whatever they want. They could go off on like a 20-minute jam solo, and all the animations are still in real time going to respond to whatever they want to do. which is it's a really different way of doing visuals live, because mostly what you see at shows and stuff, everything is time coded, and like set to specific moments. There's not a whole lot of real-time audio reactive animation stuff happening in the professional world yet.
Why is that?
I think it's because it's relatively new, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
real-time animation is pretty new to at the consumer level, at least. The technology hasn't been there for, like, the average Joe to like start making stuff, but now computers are really powerful, and doing real-time animation stuff is a lot easier. And I think once the music industry kind of catches on to how well that can be done, I think it will pick up, because there's some like visual software stuff out there now, like Resolume, it comes to mind. That's like pretty standard in the professional music industry for like running the visuals and stuff, and they have some audio reactive features, but it's very different than what I use, which is MaxMSP. And I can, like, with Max, because I am writing the code from scratch, I can like customize whatever I want to the audio, and you don't have that kind of freedom and flexibility with Resolume. So I just think the industry hasn't caught up to the possibilities, because no one's kind of building stuff from scratch. Everyone's using the software that's already standardized.
I see. Okay, so it's a little bit easier for you to maneuver, because you can get with a larger conglomerate industry, it's harder to be as mobile, I think, as one person. If that makes sense. It seems like that's kind of how it is. Well, cool, man. Okay, so can you show us? We were talking about you showing a little bit of how this works. We could start with you just playing a couple songs. I know we lose your audio once we go into this, but that's okay. I'd love to just show people, like, maybe a couple of these, how they work.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna play through the Spotify playlist.
Okay.
And everything you'll see is in real time.
Oh, here we go. Is this what acid feels like? Just trying to figure that out. Yeah. Oh, wow. We didn't get that far in. God, I'm just picturing this in like a concert space, like at a house. It's pretty lit. Nice. I think these are my favorite, the squares. Those are so sick, or the rectangles, I guess. Yeah, that's awesome. It's like a neon effect. It goes with the lighting for this pretty well. Damn, look at that. I keep forgetting I'm on camera, so you're just seeing me kind of like twitch out on it.
My name's Tammy. I spent only.
Nice. Dude, that was sick, man.
Thank you.
How many of those do you have? That's just one, right? That's just one kind of sequence.
No, that was a few different animations. But what I've done, I can even go back to the screen share for this.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
It'd be pretty cool to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I built basically my own VJ tool software, so I can like load my own animations in. Oh, we're looking at the wrong desktop. This one.
Nice.
Yeah, so I built this. I use MaxMSP. That's everything I design my visuals in. And I built this Max patch that lets me load in other Max patches, and I can then toggle between them.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. This is maybe one of the most complicated things I've ever built.
This looks like a conspiracy theorist chart.
Yeah, like the Pepe Silva.
Yeah,
Silva
Pepe
meme
Silva.
with-
Yeah, this is wow, man.
Yeah, but when you break it down, it's not as complicated. Over here, I just have basically this like menu that lets me load in all of the animations I've built, and you can see I've got like 50 or so of them here.
Yeah, man.
And I can, you start to build up a lot over the years, and I just select one. It loads it in and sets up the stuff so that it can like be projected out via the projector. And then I have all this extra other stuff in here, which is just like useful user interface tools for myself. Like when I go to VJ, I can like select, I've like programmed like key controls into it, so I can just press like keys to change visuals,
Right.
or like, you know, automate changing visuals between things based on certain times, based on like the audio threshold. So like trying to make transitions audio reactive. These like dots are all like presets for each animation that you can like add in, and then like turn on the sequencer, so it'll just like step through them, kind of like you would do for an actual show where you VJ things. Like normally what happens is like they have each of their visuals as like a set layer to queue up, and you just like would select that visual and it would show, and that's pretty much what I'm just trying to emulate, but I had to build it all from scratch myself. Yeah,
That's great. Yeah, that's the most impressive part of this, is that you one human being did all of that.
yeah, it's weird.
Did it more than once. So you okay? So walk me through the timeline here, because you got Sunroom, and then you also did Art in the Park with Tempe. What was the order of these things? How did you get into this pool of socializing with these other artists, and how did you find yourself kind of upscaling the scope of your work, you know?
Yeah. Well, it starts with like me going and joining the AME major at Arizona State University, which is where I was like learning how to do this stuff. At the same time that was going on was when I was starting the Sunroom, which was just me and my roommates, where we all play music, and they are much more talented at music. They're like professional musicians.
Okay.
But we wanted, I'm okay. I'm not the best, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But we wanted to host house shows too, because we saw that there was like a scene for that, and we just want it to be another place for people to come play. And yeah, that was a 4-year process of like building the Sunroom up to do that. And then like the whole time I was going to ASU, I was learning how to do this stuff better. Everything was kind of just building off of itself. Like what I was learning in school was applying to running the sunroom. Doing stuff for the sunroom was helping me with school. And so yeah, like I just met a lot of people through that. Like it's weird how small the Tempe scene is. A lot of musicians wanted to play and reached out to us, and like they're all really good friends now, and I've done like a lot of work with a lot of different groups. And like through school was how I originally met Julie Ackerley, who is running the arts board for the city of Tempe. She is a dancer herself, and she runs a studio that was interested in the interactive tech aspect. And she got in contact with Synthesis Center, where I work. And so there was a little bit of communication going on there. And then later when like we were when the sunroom was kind of coming to its end, but we wanted to move it up and like become a bigger thing, we were reaching out to people we met along the way. Somebody we know was like, hey, you should talk to Julie. And we're like, oh, okay. Like I kind of already know her. And yeah, it was just kind of like organic like that, I guess. It's just every aspect kind of interlooped in some way. And it's cool to just see how it all came together in the end.
Yeah, no, I mean, so we have just one picture of this, but can you pull it up? Yeah, I want to, because I don't know what's going on in this picture, quite honestly. So I was hoping maybe you could demystify this as he pulls it up here. So this is the project you did for Art in the Park, correct?
Yeah, that was a picture from the night. I should have sent over the video. I forgot. I apologize.
No, it's okay. No, you're good. I didn't think there was one, but I mean, I guess it would make sense if there is. But,
yeah, there is. I run a YouTube channel, and on my YouTube channel, I have like a lot of documentation of my projects too. What I did for the Arts in the Park project was a light installation that you could play with your motions, because this was only a few months ago that this happened, so we were still trying to think about social distancing and safety and all those things. So I wanted to make something that was completely like touchless and could be like done outside. So what you see in this image, there's a box that's behind me, and you would wave your hands in front of the box, like over it, and just making motions like this, and that would send like patterns of light down the row, and like you see all those lights behind me. So they would all like turn off or change colors as you like do this, and it was like aligned with your motion. So you go like this, and all the lights kind of just down the line go.
You said this is on your YouTube?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, and
are you able to pull it up and share screens with that real quick?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do that. I'm looking at some of these other photos that you sent over. So these are, I'm guessing, some of the other animations you have cooked.
Yeah,
up here.
there's some animations, some.
This just looks like a lot of
art.
a fraction of something. It's like real photos.
Yeah, that's some like fun like pixel melting stuff I was messing with.
Okay, so that's what he was talking about, though. This lady's got it down. She's doing, yeah, nice. You could get into that. That feels like what is it? Dance Dance Revolution or something. Oh, look at that! They played the cube. Look at that. Nice. The kid. Okay. Nice. Is that energy stir? Oh, okay. So this is the name of the. Okay. Nice. Okay. So what were they doing? They were waving around that cube. Can you explain it again now that we've kind of seen
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense when you see it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, it was cool. I could see. So you really allowed people to get into. There's a lot of like dancing, spastic movement. I saw like that kid and that lady. They're doing a lot of rapid like arm movement. So can you explain like what they were doing in relation to those lights, or like how
Yeah.
that was, what that was?
Yeah, so inside the cube was my computer and a webcam, and the webcam was tracking their motion. So as they like move, it was creating the light patterns and colors and sound.
Okay.
Hopefully you heard the audio. But
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of that. So that's cool. So how long was that? Is that still up, or is that just up for a little bit?
it was only up for a little bit because the Arts in the Park is like an event. So we just showed it for the weekend, and that was it.
Do you think about how you could bring something like that back, and in what capacity?
Yeah, I mean, that's like kind of the cool thing, I guess, about doing the tech-based stuff. I have like the program built now, so I could theoretically show it anywhere at any time, as long as I get the lights. But yeah, like that's I would love to bring it back, you know.
You should,
Any-
man. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool to like do some like permanent installation somewhere or something.
Yeah, especially Tempe or even at ASU. Like I'm sure there's got to be somewhere, right? Like they got room. Real quick, are you? Can you show us another animation here? Show us what you got. As far as the other things that you've.
Yeah,
is it
let me show
rendering
you.
yet, or go ahead.
Let me show you something new that I'm kind of working on. This isn't on my Instagram. It's not on my Instagram yet, so
okay.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
First look. Do you have a song request?
Let me think here. Oh, dude, can you do I gotta do a Skrillex song.
All right.
I don't know, what is the one with the sprites or whatever?
Yeah.
Scary mites and sprites.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Scary mites and diet sprites. I don't know. Something like that. I'm curious to see how this stuff looks with some intense wubstep. Is Skrillex considered bro step? Is that what it was called? Is that the subgenre of dubstep that he?
I thought he like pioneered dubstep. I don't know.
I don't know if he pioneered dubstep. I think dubstep's been around before him. I think he like created like a subgenre. I don't know. Whatever. If anyone knows what Skrillex actually did, that'd be great. Anyone? Oh, there it is. There it is. I probably could have done a better job with the song choice, but I don't think it matters. I think as long as you have this playing with it, you can play like Dolly Parton. It would be fine. Holy shit. All right. So that'll sync up. So what am I looking for when I see this, like, as far as it's syncing up? Is it the waveforms in the set? Like, how do you even describe what I'm looking at as far as shapes and patterns?
Yeah, it's tricky sometimes. Some animations are a lot more clear than others. Generally what I like to do, I guess kind of stylistically, I tend to like to change color to the audio. So like,
Okay.
if you hear a loud like transient snap from a snare or kick or something, it'll make the color flip. And I like to use like waveforms as shapes because
I noticed that.
it's a really easy thing to do, just to bring the whatever the audio signal shape looks like in the, like if you imagine looking like through an EQ for the audio folks, when you see the scope of it, like just taking that and adding color to it and like weird trippy effects.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, who you guys? Anyone? Isaac, you got one? I got like, no, you don't have anything. Patrick, you got anything? Yeah, song requests. He's taking song requests. You saw I did the sprites one, right? I did one with I did diet sprites and dust mites. What was it? The color 8. Oh yeah, you should bump some color 8.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, see what you got there. Just pull up one of their first ones and see what happens. This will be sick. I don't know. I thought Skrillex was doing something cool at one point.
Yeah, the only issue right now is just we're streaming, so the frame rate kind of dies, unfortunately.
Oh no, that's all right. I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's true. We'll have to. I really want to try this again, but in a way where we can like fully, capture, like first of all the interactive element, like the fact that you're putting in something to make that, change. But we'll brainstorm. Okay, let's see here. Something's happening. Something is happening. Oh shit. There it is. Yo. Damn, they've really changed their sound, haven't they?
I know it's scary, but deep down I'm dead. I'm beating up and never misleading the truth. I never fail.
Nice. All right. So that was a different animation that time. So how do you come up with, like, I was looking at these, do you just like kind of fuck around and map something out, or do you have something very intentional going into this?
It kind of depends sometimes. Either I am just like listening to music and kind of what I'm listening to inspires what direction I want to take it. Or like gives me the idea for the visuals. Other times it's just like I want to try experimenting with a new programming technique, and whatever that is sometimes turns into really cool stuff that I'm like, okay, we should make this audio reactive. And yeah. Nice. So it's kind of, I get my mix of inspiration from a few different places.
So the one we were just looking at, where did that come from?
I was watching the Strokes on SNL, and they were promoting their new album, and I was just a good morning, I guess, and I was like, this song is really, it's got me going today. So I just kind of visioned like the colors popping out of like a box, kind of like you were saying. That was like my initial thought, and so I tried to make it. Yeah.
No, that's sick. No, I was gonna ask you, when you do that, do you picture it accommodating or pairing up with other types of music, or every time you see it, you just picture the Strokes?
I mean, I guess with that animation, I still picture it with the strokes because it was inspired by their music.
Right.
But I have that one posted on my Instagram. I did not use a stroke song. So I don't know, like that's kind of the cool part is like sometimes I'll be designing with like one band or like type of sound in mind and trying to match that aesthetic, but then it's really cool to see how it fits with other genres. Sometimes it's like really unexpected how they work, but they still work.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you get a lot of, especially when you're doing the sunroom, you get opportunities to use the same ones with just different sounds and see how it mixes and matches. So yeah, that's pretty. So you said you had you could do like a tutorial or a breakdown. Is that true of like how you do these?
Yeah, I could show a few techniques to make audio reactive stuff.
Yeah, because I have no idea how to do this, but I'm sure there's got to be a way to usher people in.
Yeah.
You know?
It takes some experience. I think what I'm kind of really, or at least what I've been told I'm good at, is explaining things in a very simple, easy to understand way when it comes to programming. And I have a lot of like YouTube tutorial videos about how to do stuff like this too. If this does interest you and you want to learn how to do this, or whoever watching wants to, so highly recommend checking those out. But it's not that complicated. You just kind of, because it's computer programming, you got to like think at like the most basic level. Like computers are stupid. They're very stupid, and you have to be very explicit in telling them what to do. So to like start, whenever I do any kind of visuals, we have to create like a window to see things in. And this jit.world object, that's what it's called in MaxMSP, creates this cool visual window. And we can turn it on and like render stuff. So we can now see things in this window. And it would be like any animation, 3D modeling, like any kind of visual element, it's possible to do in MaxMSP. And you just got to make sure you make the window to stick it in. And you got to make sure you make a video plane for stuff to be seen in. So you would create a JitGL video plane object. And then if we want to make things audio reactive, we would need like an easy DAC object, which reads in the computer microphone, and it's easy ADC. And you can see that it would be our computer microphone because it's got this computer microphone symbol. I'm going to like zoom in, so maybe it's a little bit easier to see stuff. And then there's this object called jit.catch, which its function is just to convert audio signal into visual data. So we would patch our microphone into the jit.catch and the jit.catch into our jit.gl video plane. Everything has really incredibly funny names. And then we're just going to send it a render, which will tell it to draw. And I'm going to switch my audio preferences over. So now when I speak into the microphone, I'll drive the audio reactive features. And so now, yeah, you can see it now. As I scream, like the visuals appear on the screen. That's it. Just like that. Yeah, it's that simple, you know?
Does it hear
like
me?
that's just it's coming through my microphone, and I've got headphones in, so
I can't.
probably
Okay.
not.
Oh, all right.
No,
I was going to yell at it.
With like just a little bit more programming, we could definitely make it hear you.
So I'm seeing audio waves here. So can you? I mean, is there a way to like? They're kind of harsh. Like what am I seeing? I see like. Go ahead and talk again. Like just say something so I can see that. Yeah. What is that? Like what am I looking at when I like? Are those just light waves or what? What is that?
They're literally the audio signal waves of like of the sound. It's hard to understand visually because I'm just talking, but these like literally like the light value, it going from black to white is like a numerical value that represents the amplitude of a specific frequency in the sound. So the louder that frequency is, the closer to white it's going to be. And that's what's creating this like visual thing that we're seeing.
Now,
Rather than like,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
yeah.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Keep going, man.
I was just going to say, like, rather than like me talking, I could like patch like a sine wave into it. So we can use like a cycle object and like 20 hertz. And it's okay. Hold on. Let me pick a bigger frequency value.
I was going to say, you could go back to the mic thing. I just wanted to play around with like how that looks, like how those sound waves translate in a visual sense in relation to your voice.
Yeah. So
If you
that
could
would be
change
like,
those.
yeah, that would be kind of like the next step for me. If I was like designing something, I'd be like, okay, now that we have our audio reactive effect source, what could like look really cool aesthetically. And like there, you can like do this jit.slide object, like adds like blurs. So we can like kind of slow things down and make it like blurry, which usually is pretty cool. A lot of it is just kind of messing around with parameters and seeing what they do and whether like aesthetically that's interesting or not. And it takes some time. Like sometimes like, you know, I could be working on a thing for like a few days to like a few weeks. But yeah, so I added like a little bit of blur. So like, it's kind of like slowed down now. It's not as sporadic.
But that's still reading from your voice, or what is it reacting
No,
to?
this is a sine wave now, but I could
okay.
attach it back to the microphone and then it would be my voice again. Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
So are you able to change the color of the white from this?
Yeah,
like
we can do that. That's would require throwing.
What is that?
To change the color, there's like a lot of ways we could change color, but one cool way is throwing in this jit.gen object, and color is an RGB value in programming. So we could basically just create this list of like a color. So like 100 would be red and 001 would be blue. And then we can mix these colors together. Say like it'll be red where black and blue where there was white, and then use our audio source to interpolate. And to get this to actually show the color, I then have to go back in here and say this is a matrix with 3 planes, so we have 3 colors. It's a lot of technical programming stuff, but then it should create cool colors
There
like that
it
when you
is.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Valentine's Day theme nonetheless. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So now, do you mind? I'm gonna keep. I mean, are you cool with me just kind of asking you to try some things out with this?
Yeah, I think that's totally cool. That's part of the fun of programming.
Can you show me how do you get these to move? Right now they're moving like vertically. You know what I mean? Like there's a vertical. Are you able to change the direction that they appear?
Yeah, we could like flip them. Like you want to like rotate them.
Yeah, rotate them or even make them a different shape, you know, instead of us seeing like a rectangular bar, can we see like, I don't know, some like circles or
turning them into
like
circles would be a lot more programming work.
Yeah,
that would be a lot. That would take a while, but we could definitely
whatever's
around.
whatever's in the realm of like, you know,
we could do something like
around here.
We could do something like jit.rota, which allows us to like do 2D transformations, like offset. So then we could do that. We could say prepend offset in the X direction. And then what I like to do, I usually use phaser saw ramp, which basically it creates a ramp. So we can like offset very smooth, and if we just patch that in here, scale it to the appropriate size, then we can start to see the offset happening when everything's patched in. And I got to tell this jit.rota to be bound mode 2, so it wraps around.
You're just fucking going off, man. I lost you a while ago, but it's fun to watch this. I mean, even if I don't understand like 90% of what I'm seeing, speaking of which, side note for everyone, I didn't realize Andrew was a TA in what was that, a design programming class or whatever?
Yeah, programming for
Graphic
media
des-
arts.
Programming for media arts. Yeah, I didn't realize you were my TA for that. So
Yeah,
I dropped out of that class. Didn't do too well.
it's a hard class. It's
It's
a very hard
well,
class.
I mean, did you do well in it?
I didn't actually. No, when
No
I had to
shit.
take it as an undergrad, yeah, I got a C in that class, so don't sweat it.
Uh,
But I think that's part of the struggle. It's like computer programming it's not an easy thing to wrap your head around when you're new to it.
right.
It like when I was a freshman learning MaxMSP, learning Swift, how to do all that stuff, I was like, I had no idea what was going on. Like I would look at what I was just doing right now and like shit my pants. Like I'd be so confused.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it just takes time and practice and familiarizing yourself because it is a different language. It's like learning to speak Spanish or Italian or something. There's a set of tools that are very specific. Like I was talking about jit.rota and jit.world.
Yeah.
You'd like hear those and you're like, I don't know what these are. But like once you get used to doing stuff with it and you know what that stuff is, you're like, okay, I understand now. And you just start to figure out how to put the tools together. And I think as an instructor, like being a TA, and like now I am a certified MaxMSP trainer. So I am certified to teach people what I was just showing.
That's cool. Good. So I don't feel like this is in vain then.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
You're getting professional lessons right now.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
I think what's really cool is like, even like, as you're saying, you don't know what I'm trying to explain, but like, it's still really cool to watch happen.
Yeah.
I think that there's something really valuable in that. Like it's inspiring. And even if you don't know, you're like, okay, I kind of get it. Like, I don't know how to do it myself, but I get what's going on when you talk about it.
I think it's the same nature as when you go to a different country and you observe them speaking their native language, and that's like a good way to learn that language. You know what I mean? Just observing
Yeah, like
it.
immerse yourself in it.
Yeah, like just observing it and watching the rhythm of just what you're doing, and you're learning almost like the phonetics and the dialects, and you can say the same thing with coding. So
Yeah.
that's cool, man. Yeah, that's I think that's so. What do you know where you want to go with this? Like, are you just kind of messing around and seeing where it leads you, or do you have a direction for your career?
Yeah, I've got some ideas, I definitely want to do stage design work with bands going forward. I really fell in love with doing that at the Sunroom, and just like the people I met through doing that, like it was really cool. So I want to continue doing that in the future. And I would love to grow it and work with more and more professional artists.
Yeah.
However that is possible. I'm just, continuing to put my stuff out there on Instagram and things and hoping the right people see it. For now, I don't know what to do without live music, or live shows. It's really, it's kind of a struggle for me. Cause I'm just, I was like doing everything by myself. I'm not a business. So, like I have no resources. I'm just figuring things out as I go along.
Yeah, I get that. That's cool. No, that's the way to do it. You find yourself in, and I think some of the more unique situations when you do that. So that's a good strategy. So I mean, have you looked into what to do during like right now? You're just focusing more on your work right now? Is that correct? Or are you still trying to find like places you could go to do these like shows?
Yeah. Well, there's just no live shows happening, like at least not to my knowledge. So there's a lot of live streams, but it is work doing what I do via live streams, as you can kind of see. Like there's like issues with frame rate and like super minor technical stuff that just requires better equipment than I have. So that's kind of been a hang up. So what I've kind of been doing for myself in the meantime is just trying to like focus more on, I guess, content creation, just keeping up with sharing things via Instagram, making YouTube tutorial videos. Yeah. I really genuinely do enjoy teaching and like just trying to share what I know about what I do, and inspiring others to like get into it, or at least know that the possibility for it exists. So that's been a lot of what's been going on for me via YouTube and work.
Yeah, I'll have to check out your YouTube. Is it just your name or what?
Yeah,
how do
you
people find
should,
your
if you type in Andrew Robinson MaxMSP, like it'll probably pop up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to write that down. Try if I just type in your name, does that work too? Because like the last part, was it MaxMSP or would you say MSP?
Yeah, MaxMSP. That is the programming language that
Max
I
RSP
use. MSP.
501c3.
859C3PO. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun, and I do enjoy doing what I do.
Yeah, you seem really good at it. I mean, it seems like you really care about what you're doing too. You know, I imagine you have to really want to learn how to do this. I imagine you can't like, it's not an easy wave to ride, it seems.
Yeah, it's because I don't know. I mean, I felt like I kind of picked it up pretty easily, and by pretty easily, I mean it took me at least 2 years before things started making sense. But because like MaxMSP is like a graphical programming language where you patch things together, it made a lot more sense to me in my music background, because like that's how guitar pedals work.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to think about that with guitar pedals, like sticking distortion before reverb makes more sense than the other way around.
Yeah.
And Max is the same way. So like that was like really kind of, it just made sense for me to like wrap my head around. And I get that that's probably not for everyone, but it takes time and like getting used to it. It's just, that's like really the thing I would stress the most to anybody. It's just practicing. And there's so much more in this than even what I have just shown. Like I love doing visuals because like that's just kind of where my skill is. But like people use Max to like design their own audio plugins, their own like synthesizers.
Yeah.
Like there's honestly so much you can do with it that like I'm still learning myself even after 6 years too, you know, it never stops.
No, it doesn't seem like it does. It seems like you're just going to keep, I mean, I'm looking forward. Hopefully we can find something. I really want to get you linked up with these Unity through community guys and see if there's a way we can like get you in and feature you for some of their live stream performances, because they got bands coming in all the time, you know, just a revolving door. And it's Tempe based, you know, so I feel like that's a good place for you to you know, fit back into what you were doing before.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So where are we at here on time? I gotta keep track of that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So Andrew, do you got any more like animations that you already had done and finished that you'd want to show us, like queue up? Or
yeah, I could queue one up to play us out here.
Yeah, let's play, you know, something you know, not too Skrillex. You know, I think I learned my lesson with that one. I'm gonna listen to that after the show. I'm gonna listen to, what is that? Is that me?
Okay, I think I'm gonna share my favorite visual I think I've like ever made.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, this one is very clearly audio reactive, and
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. We're gonna have it played out, right? Is that what you're trying to do? Trying to do a play out thing. So, Andrew, we're gonna time this where you're gonna do this. You're gonna play it, and I'm gonna say goodnight, and then we're just gonna go out on that. Right? No, that's not it. We're not doing that. We should have done that. That's okay.
I'm down to do whatever, but
all right. Well, I mean, let's just go ahead and hit play on this, and let's see where it takes us.
all right.
Pretty sick.